through. That's all I've got to say. I just want to thank everybody for their concern. Thank you.
Sorry. Anyone else? Ma'am?
Hi, Michelle Judah, 34 Van Tassel Lane. Let me help you out in terms of the cut regarding the judicial, because I did foil the budget worksheets that you are supposedly using as you're looking at this budget. And the reason the cut is proposed is that the only contractual spending that was requested was $14,508, and yet what was put in the budget was $25,560. So that's the basis of the $15,000 cut. Yes, spending was down in 2016 and all of that, but that was the first page of what I received in the FOIL, and there was a mistake on it. Not every budget worksheet was in here. Many budget worksheets were not complete. Many of them are carrying over contractual lines from one year to the other with no explanation as to what's there. I do not see any evidence that the town board as a whole has done its due diligence to take a look at those lines. All respect to the town employees, I'm not arguing about their budgets or what they need, but when we're looking at these contractual lines and we've had the errors that we've had and we're in the situation we're in, we need to know what the basis of those are. These worksheets only go back to the last year. If you want to look at 3 years, let's put them on there and let's see them. And furthermore, and the last thing I'll say tonight, is that the Office of State Controller has guides to what the governance responsibilities of a town board is. And one of those responsibilities is you are supposed to, as a full board, be receiving a monthly fiscal report with year-to-date spending so that you are reviewing it to see where we are and if we need to make any changes. And if that's only going to the supervisor and the rest of you are not receiving it, that is a problem. But it's a problem that each of you owns because you're all responsible for it.
Thank you, ma'am. Just on something you said, that the state comptroller is well aware of our issue, and also the reason why the monthly report has stopped is just because EFPR hasn't gotten done with the AUD. That's the problem that we're having. However, they have gotten to the point where they have unraveled most of the numbers for us, that we are able to put together a pretty solid budget where we're comfortable with the numbers. So just a couple comments on that. Ma'am.
Brenda Baird, 203 West Milton Road. I was not going to speak tonight because of my job. I work for the Rock City Falls Fire Department and I'm the Treasurer Secretary there. I will say that I'm speaking not in reference to my job, but in reference to my previous job. I find it very hard to believe that is taking so long for an auditor to go back through the records. I myself went through the records of my past company who had multi-million-dollar projects and contracts up to over $1 billion worth of 10 years worth, and it took me 3 months, just myself, and I found the mistakes that were made and the money that needed to come back into the budget. So I'm not sure what's going on there, and these are my opinions. I do have an opinion about people sitting in front of me. We elected you. Please be respectful of each other. That is very difficult to watch when you're disrespecting each other in front of us. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that sees that as something that should not be happening, but I think it's very important to respect each other. I don't know everyone here. I just moved back up here but I was born and raised here and I love this town. And to see the disrepair and the separatism within it is hurtful. And to see you disrespecting each other is more hurtful. I think that's where you need to start. I've grown to know some of the people on the board. The only person I think I haven't is Benny Zlotnick. But I plan to be part of this community, and that's why I'm here, coming to the meetings now and paying attention. I don't think Bory Haven is something you should not do. You're talking about revenue, and I believe that you can make revenue from that. I have looked over the budget. I'm willing to give my $76 for the next year, and I'll write you a check right now if you need it, because I don't feel that 1.5% raise in what I'm paying is too much to help get this budget straight and get us out of this problem. And I just want to reiterate, please respect each other. We respect you as people that we voted for. I have been voting here for 5 years. I've never missed a vote in my life except one since I was 18 years old. And who I choose and vote for, I expect to work for me and the town. So I know I'm not talking a lot about the budget at the budget hearing, but I just think that I couldn't sit over there any longer and watch you disrespect each other and then not understand why the audit is taking so long. And I think there's a lot of money out there if you're not billing people for things that they are getting from you, such as diesel. And if you billed those people, that would put a little more money back into your pockets right now. That's the only thing I'm gonna say that has to do with my job that I hold at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. A couple of things that you said. You know, the reason why it's taking so long, I know it's a very frustrating process for all of you, as it is for the town board. And that is what has caused a lot of arguments between us. The fact is, though, this isn't just 1 year or 2 years that we're trying to untangle. This is over decades worth of numbers that we're trying to get to the bottom of to make sure that the budget is at least correct, the numbers moving forward for the years. And trust me, there's been quite a few times over the course of this past year in 2017 that I was told that we were going to have these numbers and they didn't come to fruition. So, and which leads to, I think, some mistrust between all of us. They think that I'm hiding stuff and everything else, and which I've been accused of, and I'm not. And I'm just as frustrated with as everyone else is. The fact is, though, like I said, we do have numbers that we're pretty solid on, that we can actually form a budget. So, and one other thing, I absolutely agree with you, and I have, you know, I only have one more month to go, and you're right. We've been really disrespectful to each other over the course of 6 years now. The only one that's had the pleasure to serve with Barb and I for those 6 years is the man that sits in between us, Mr. Blaisdell. Benny has not served with us for the full 6, and Scott just came on. You know, and unfortunately, Barb and myself, our differences have flown over to the public. And for myself, I will say I apologize, because everyone deserves better than us bickering up here like we're 4 years old. And I'm not going to speak for Miss Kirk. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. But as far as I'm concerned, I was wrong. I'll take full responsibility for being wrong and doing some of the things that I've done and cutting things down, because I let my frustrations with getting cut down also get the best of me. And I shouldn't have, because it's not personal, it's a job. And you hired me to do the job, and I should have done it a little bit better than I did. Instead of I've let a lot of things get in my way up here, and I shouldn't have done that. And I think Mr. Ostrander has a much different personality than I do, and I think he will be a much better supervisor than me. And I think everybody will see that he is he's a man of integrity. And I'm glad that you people chose him that he's going to replace me, because I firmly believe that he is with the way he handled things compared to me, I think you're going to all get what you want and deserve compared to what I did for you. Next. Sir. And again, sir, you have 3 minutes. I'll let you know when you have 1 minute.
It'll take less than that. Ken Hahn, 13 Whipple Tree. You have an item in the budget for new software for the controller. I believe you have $5,000 in there. In speaking with several other supervisors from other towns, I mentioned that you're gonna stop using QuickBooks and start using real software. And they said, how much you got in the budget for it? I said, oh, they have 5,000. They said, that's about 10 to 15,000 too low. So you might wanna consider, I mean, I don't wanna see anything increase, but you might wanna consider increasing that item.
Okay.
Get some real software in here to do the job right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And I did speak to Darlene about this, I think yesterday. That
And I
was one
said
of
that
the,
last month, that we need to probably up that a little bit.
right, that was one of the items that we discussed.
Darling, please take note of that, okay, so we can do that. And just so everybody knows too, on November 15th, which we're looking to move the budget, or to pass the budget, any changes up or down that we do has to be through resolution. So we will, anything that happens before we pass the budget, obviously, we'll do we will be passing resolutions on up or down on certain things we need to move.
I spoke to the controller's office today, and she said we could do anything we wanted with this budget. We did not have to, after it's adopted, we have to do a
Okay, well,
resolution.
That's great then, it's less work. I just, the Association of Towns was the ones that told us that we
Well,
were,
maybe,
that we had.
I mean,
to.
I'm telling you what the controller's office said,
No, that's great.
and,
That's fine with me. I mean, that's
you can
better.
just double check.
What does our lawyer say? Like, maybe he should, because you're, the two of you, you have one opinion and you, what is it?
We can cut things right now when we pass it. You know, we haven't voted on it, we're just having a public hearing. Until we do a final vote, we can change it up or down.
Even after the public hearing, without resolution?
Thank you.
As long
Thank
as
you.